Hello, welcome to JIBRIN Angle on Oweleke TV. My name is JIBRIN, and this is my angle. I have a breaking news for you today, and that breaking news has to do with President Trump. The second attempt on President Trump's life. Yes, President, like you heard clearly, President Trump just escaped another attempted murder. Um, what I said is what we heard from reliable sources is that the shooter actually was preparing to shoot, but he was not. He didn't get to the point where he shot the gun or the bullet rather, uh, because the one of the Secret Service agents was able to notice. I think I don't. Based on the report, they didn't notice him in person, but what they noticed was a gun. Part of the gun through the wall was what they noticed, and that alerted the entire security apparatus. And I think a bullet was released. They shot at him, but the bullet obviously didn't get the shooter, the suspected shooter rather, and he escaped. He literally escaped. But how they found him was, I think, they eventually found him on a highway. They caught him on the highway because while he was, I think, going back and forth preparing for this operation, there was an eyewitness who actually noticed what was going on, and incidentally, in his wisdom, actually decided to take a picture of the car that the shooter's car, that is, which is a Nissan. It's a dark black Nissan. So he was the one who alerted the security agents, and the security authorities now actually. What happened was that they were able to, I think, run the tag, the plate number, or the number plate rather, through the system, and was able to identify the owner and I think they were able to track the vehicle at that point, a sort of. So that was how they got the vehicle while the shooter was already drove out of that entire environment. I think on the expressway, he was caught. So he is now is now in custody, and that is it. So the good news is President Trump, like I said earlier, the shooter did not succeed in actually shooting the gun. The gun he was carrying for this operation is AK-47. AK-47. I don't know. This is unbelievable, and this thing happened at President Trump's golf course, which is in his house, Mar-a-Lago, located in Palm Beach of Florida. So again, this is the second attempt. It is unprecedented in the history of the U.S. All the attempted assassinations in the past has always been once, sort of. So this one actually is the second attempt in 2 months. This is alarming. This second attempt in 2 months. For those of for it was a global news when it happened 2 months ago. So to refresh our memory, remember that President Trump was shot at. I think the target was actually his head. Thank God the bullet didn't get into his head. It passed, rather it pierced through his it was a scratch on his ear, and thank God he was. I think he escaped death by tiny margin, sort of. So thank God for that. And this is the second attempt. Who knows what is coming next? Now, why I am making this video is this. You see, if it's obvious that some people are getting desperate. They obviously know. I've said it earlier that on my previous edition of this show, that there is just no way. It doesn't make sense for someone like Kamala Harris to be polling neck and neck in the polls with Donald Trump. These two people they have two opposite records. One is an extreme negative record, which is Kamala Harris. The other is an extreme positive record. I've said it earlier in my previous edition of my show that in my own judgment, based on record, I consider Trump to be the best president US ever had. And that is just in reality. I'm just being objective here, not sentimental. And that is it. So you can imagine these two people to be running for presidency, and the poll will give us a projection of equality, or they are actually polling neck and neck. In fact, in so many other polls, you find Kamala Harris polling even a little bit further, 1-2 points ahead of Trump or whatever, which doesn't make sense to me, because Americans are not stupid. Americans are not fools. Americans are not clueless. Americans are smart people. So they should be able to read in between the lines. It's sort of, even though the mainstream media is actually selling crap to the public, selling lies and foreign propaganda to the public, trying to actually paint Kamala Harris to white. It's sort of something black. They are automatically painting black color to white color. That is just unbelievable. Everybody, we all know Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris has been abysmally be an abysmal failure to even herself, not to talk of the entire country. There is no give Kamala Harris a microphone to address, to speak to the public, off teleprompter, off the script. You will never make sense out of whatever she says. It's been 3.5 years of never making sense from Kamala Harris. All her public appearances, her public speeches, that your public shows that she actually addressed without the teleprompter or script, has always been a mess. She has always been a mess to herself. She has always been sense. She's never made any sense at all. It's sort of, so there is basically, sometimes, in fact, sometimes I ask, how did she become? How did she get to be a lawyer? How did she pass her bar exams? For God's sake, how did she actually rise to be U.S. prosecutor or attorney? So the truth is, anyway, everyone knows that Kamala Harris never earned any of the political positions she got to, beginning from when she started in California up to the vice presidency. She was never earned. She never earned any of that. It was always handed to her on a platter of gold, and that is the person. That is just the woman they say that she's posing neck and she's polling neck and neck with Donald Trump. Unbelievable. They are no match. Absolutely no match at all. But look, remember, this is the vice president this is a woman that have been rated as the worst vice president in the history of America. Of course, worst vice. She's unintelligent. She has very low IQ. She does not make sense whenever she opens her mouth to speak. She doesn't even, her actions have, everything about her doesn't look or sound serious. And that is the person, that is the woman. The polls are telling us that she's polling neck and neck with Donald Trump. Unbelievable. This is unbelievable. And this is the second attempt on his life. It obviously means that the powers that be, the establishment, are actually desperate. They have become desperate, because unless you feel threatened, you don't fight back. A sort of, so you don't fight unless you feel threatened, and that is it. They are feeling threatened, even though the poll is telling us neck and neck. Behind the scene, they know that they know, they are telling themselves the truth, that the polls are not actually, they are projecting, showing us the polls that it's not a reality. And they know the truth. They know, they can see what is happening behind the scene, in the secret. They have seen that Kamala Harris, it is no match. She is never a match to Donald Trump. So Some people are getting desperate. They see it. They know the truth. They know that there's just no how that someone like Kamala Harris can ever defeat Donald Trump. Never, not even close. This election is going to be a landslide. Forget about what you see at the polls or whatever. This is polling can be deceptive. Sometimes, I think the essence of polling is just to give you a feel, an insight of how things are going on in the public, sort of. So, but that is just it. But the truth is, polls have always been when it comes to Donald Trump. Polls have been wrong. In the 2016 election, the poll was wrong, even when it was polling in favor of Hillary. Then it came out eventually. Donald Trump won the election, and this time around the same thing. Anyway, even it has never usually in the three elections. This is the third election that Donald Trump is running. It will be running in. And his history, his antecedent has always been in the poll. He's always been behind the poll. When he ran in 2016 against Hillary, he was behind in the poll. In 2020 with Joe Biden, he was behind in the poll. And this is the first time in the three times he's running for the presidency. This is the third time. This is the first time he's actually polling a little bit ahead of his opponent. So that is a good pointer. That is a clear pointer that is honestly is going to be a landslide. And this desperation to actually take him out before the election is it's another evidence that the powers that be, the establishment, know the reality. They see the reality on ground. They know the reality of what is really happening, what Americans are thinking about, and what they intend to do come November 5th. So again, viewers, like I said earlier, this is the second attempt on Donald Trump's life. Who knows? How many attempts? What will there be another attempt? Only God knows, because no one can tell. Because the establishment, in power, they are desperate. They are desperate. They want, like someone. I watched a show about a few days ago where one of the guests was actually saying that, predicting that the powers that be, they will go all out, do everything to make sure everything within and outside the books, including especially outside the books, to make sure Donald Trump does not become the president, does not win the presidency. And this is part of it. One of the ways to actually do that is to take him out, and that is the unfortunate aspect. But I am very, very positive that they will never succeed. They will keep trying. Don't be surprised. I won't be surprised if they make another attempt. They will keep doing that until that election. And Donald Trump, again, my prediction is not a prediction. I see it beyond prediction that Donald Trump is going to be it's going to be a landslide. There's no doubt about that. It's sort of because so many people, especially the Black Americans, their eyes are really, really opening. Serious, they are beginning to see and hear and know the truth. It's sort of so. That is just it. The honeymoon for the Democrat Party is over. The honeymoon for Kamala Harris is over. To come November 5th, Donald Trump obviously will sweep the polls, and that is just the reality. Once again, thank God Donald Trump has escaped another assassination attempt. And if there is any, hopefully they don't keep trying, they don't keep pushing it. It's sort of, but I am certain the more they push, the more he escapes. He will keep escaping because God is the one protecting him, Baba. And this is the time. But he is a vessel. He may not be a perfect human being. He may not be a perfect person as a human being, but he is a vessel that God has chosen for our time, and that is just it. Because so many things needs to be corrected. So many things need to be turned around, because US cannot continue in this path. Because what we are having right now, in the 3.5 years these 3.5 years of Joe Biden and Kamala Harris is a disaster. Disaster in the economy, disaster in the health sector, disaster in the global sector, disaster in the foreign sector, the disaster in the welfare, disaster everywhere, disaster in the oil and gas, the disaster everywhere. Everything has just gone south. We have the whole lot of with the increase in gas pump prices of gasoline. They will have high inflation from during Donald Trump 1 point something percent inflation, to now we have about 9 point something percent. In fact, that 9 point something, this is just it is not the reality. It is not the truth. It is even far more than that, because we go to the stores, we buy things, and so we know the cost of things. Some of these things are over with some of these prices of goods. Some of these the price of these goods are higher, with about 40, 35, 50% in some cases, a sort of. So the inflation rate, actually, I think it's more than 9 point something. That's just the government rate. And government rate, who are those people controlling all the statistics or whatever? It is the Democrat government. It's the government of the day and the government of the establishment. They will never tell you the truth. They will never tell you the truth. Whatever, if government says one, if government says 10 as a figure, be very sure that it is far, far, far above 10. It is double or even triple of such figure. So, and that is just it. They are just full of lies, and that is what they are propagating to us, unfortunately. And that is my angle. I hope I have given you at least an information enough for you to actually read in between the lines. Thank you very much for joining us. Once again, subscribe to this channel and or to this platform, and follow us on all our social media. We are on all social media platforms, and this is